Thank you for volunteering for Girl Day at UT Austin. This presentation will talk about the schedule for Girl Day, your role, emergency procedures, and other information to help make your day successful and help make the most for the participants joining us on Girl Day. Thank you to all of our volunteers and all of our corporate partners and all of our organizations who are joining us for Girl Day. We couldn't do it without you, and we greatly appreciate your support. Girl Day is celebrated internationally during Engineers Week, and we have hosted UT Girl Day on campus since 2001. We host the largest Girl Day event that is in the country, with over 8,000 kindergarten through eighth graders joining us and over 1,500 volunteers supporting this activity annually. So again, thank you for joining us for this amazing day. So what happens on Girl Day? The Girl Day schedule begins bright and early with early volunteers showing up to help with setup at about 8:30 in the morning. At 10 o'clock, you should be joining us. Between 10 and 10:30, our first round of volunteers are showing up on campus, checking in, getting their t-shirts, and finding their way to their activity rooms or activity areas. T-shirt distribution for volunteers opens at 10 a.m. in our buildings at all of our building coordinator tables. By 10:45, you want to make sure everyone's watched this video if they haven't already, and make sure that everyone knows where they're supposed to be, the logistics of the day, and what's going on around them. By 11:15, all activities should be ready to open to participants. They'll be there bright and early, ready to jump in as soon as we open the doors. 11:30 a.m. is the official start time for Girl Day. You'll have all day to visit with our participants, lead them through hands-on activities, be amazing role models, and get them excited about science, technology, engineering, and math. At about 3:30, you can start directing them to our closing shows. We'll have closing shows in 3 different areas on our stages in ECJ, the EER, and RLM. The closing shows begin at 4 p.m., and our activities will formally close at 4:30 p.m., and that's when you can begin cleaning up your area. The closing shows will end by 5 o'clock, and we'll all head out to finish up our Engineers Week celebrations. When you arrive at Girl Day, you're going to start with our building coordinators. You'll visit a building coordinator table at the nearest building to your activity. At the building coordinator table, you'll pick up your Girl Day volunteer t-shirt that you'll wear throughout the day. That helps all of our volunteers be easily recognizable to all of the guests and visitors that are on campus. You'll also receive a refillable water bottle that you'll want to fill up right off the bat at one of the refill stations in the buildings or at one of the refill stations on the plazas. You can also bring your own water bottle if you prefer. We'll have protein and breakfast bars available for your snacking throughout the day, and those will be available where you can come back and pick up some more if needed at the building coordinator table. We're not providing lunch this year. With so many volunteers, it's become an impossible task to get lunch provided to all of the volunteers across all of the areas of Girl Day. You'll also be able to pick up an I'm a scientist or an I'm an engineer sticker that helps our guests see you as the volunteers, those role models, as scientists and engineers, and not just some random person that they're helping out for the day. They begin to see you as a STEM person. So grab your sticker, put it on your t-shirt, and be ready to go. You'll head to your activity and be ready again for the doors to open at 11:30 a.m. for our participants to start enjoying Girl Day. You'll want to make sure you've downloaded the Girl Day app or that you have Girl Day programs nearby for questions. You're going to want to familiarize yourself with your surroundings. Where are the nearest restrooms? What activities are nearby? Where's the building coordinator nearest you for help in case of emergencies? You're going to want to find those building coordinators, the Girl Day coordinators, for questions, extra cleaning supplies, any of your needs throughout the day. They'll be wearing bright neon colored Girl Day t-shirts, as you see in the picture here, that will help you easily identify them. You'll also be able to join in on our Girl Day Slack workspace, and that the channel for your area will also be available for you to pose questions. That Slack workspace will be monitored by staff from the Women in Engineering program all day, as well as our volunteers to be able to answer your questions and get you help as needed. Emergencies are to be taken quite seriously, and we have a lot of different ways that things can be taken care of during Girl Day. First off, if you see something, say something. Call 911, notify your building coordinators, notify the Women in Engineering program staff. We want to make sure that all of our participants and volunteers and guests during the day are safe and secure. If we have lost kids or lost adults, you're going to want to take them to one of the building coordinator stations, to the information tents, or to the Women in Engineering program office in the EER. We'll make sure that all of our volunteer coordinators are connected and able to help find the missing folks and reconnect them with others. In case of first aid, we do have first aid kits in the information tents as well as at the building coordinator stations in each building. They will have Band-Aids and materials for simple first aid, but please do call 911 for any major medical emergencies. In case of fire, get yourself and your participants out of the building. Know where your nearest exits are so that you can help manage to get the crowds out. Please also make sure that your room does not exceed the room capacity so that we can stay in compliance with the fire code. There should never be more people than there are seats in the room, and have some volunteers dedicated to helping ensure that if your room is full, to point them to the next activity and to encourage them to come back when there's space available. You may also call 911 in case of any disruptive individuals or armed subjects. We want to make sure again that Girl Day is safe for all, and we do have the University Police Department aware of all of the activities of Girl Day, 911 in case of emergency. We also want to make sure that all of our activities are safe. Please make sure that no volunteers or participants are standing on tables or chairs. Bring a ladder if you need to get some height for your activity. Make sure that there's not any chance for any of our volunteers or our participants to fall. Clean up any water spills or messes or tripping hazards to make sure that people are not tripping over things or have the potential to slip on slick floors. We want to, again, make sure that everyone is safe throughout the day. If you are needing to launch things or throw things or need to have a safe zone blocked off, make sure that you are doing that in such a way to keep both our participants and volunteers safe. If you need some extra tape or some string or rope or something in order to do that, please bring it yourself or contact the Women in Engineering program office or your building coordinators or information tent coordinators to help. If your activity has food and you anticipate that it might be eaten, there are university forms that need to be completed. If you do not plan for your activity food to be eaten, then you don't need to fill out the forms, but you do need to discourage participants from consuming your activity food and have signs posted around your room. The kids love to eat those gumdrops off those gumdrop domes. They've gone through lots and lots of hands. So it's definitely something we want to discourage and make sure that we have signs up telling them that they probably don't want to eat it. We also know you're going to get a lot of questions. And here are some of the favorites that will come about during the day. We want to give you the answer so you know how to help our participants. First question you may get, where can I find the Girl Scout Girl Day patch? We partner with the Girl Scouts and they provide a patch each year for participants. The Girl Scout patch booth is on the west side of the Chemical and Petroleum Engineering Building, CPE, along the Speedway side. Where can you buy a Girl Day shirt? They're going to want to buy that volunteer shirt right off your back. We don't sell the volunteer t-shirts. We don't give away the volunteer t-shirts to the participants. We have Girl Day t-shirts for sale on the first floor E-Loft in the EER building for $20 each. And it's only cash. We take cash only for the t-shirts on the day of Girl Day. Where can I get food? Again, for volunteers, we're going to have protein bars and breakfast bars and candy throughout the day available for you. We do have food trucks on the Speedway Plaza near RLM. We have a couple student organizations that are going to be selling pizza and snacks on the CPE Plaza. O's Cafe is open in the EER, and Texas Coffee Traders is open in RLM. There's also vending machines available in RLM and CPE. Make sure that you know what the nearest food locations are near you to be able to help point our visitors. Where's the restroom? That's going to be great for you to know as a volunteer, for you to know to help your other volunteers, and for you to know to help those parents and families and educators that are joining us throughout the day. Scope out where those nearest ones are so you can answer that question. You'll also likely get questions about other activities or shows, and you'll quickly learn where to point them. And that's why it's handy to have the app downloaded and a program in your activity area so you can look it up and help our guests and visitors find their way. You may also get those questions about, do you have a Band-Aid? I have a scrape. And our building coordinators and information booths have those first aid kits for minor emergencies. And again, if it's a major emergency, 911 is the thing to do. We also know that you all are amazing STEM role models. And there are some tips that we always share with our volunteers to help ensure that our guests and our participants have an amazing experience and walk away inspired to pursue those STEM majors and careers and pathways down the road. One of the first things that you can do is connect the STEM experiences, the STEM activity that you're helping to lead, the demonstration that you're showing, to their lives. Help them make those connections of how a Puffmobile that they might be making connects with aerodynamics on the car that they drove to the Girl Day with, or make a connection to how it relates to airplanes that they might see in the sky. Help the students be able to see where the math and the science is coming together in the activity that they're doing. And again, ask them, how does this connect to what you see in your world? How does this connect with things that you might experience during your day? We also know that many of the activities throughout Girl Day can come with a challenge, and that's part of engineering and science. We want the students to embrace that struggle, to overcome those challenges, to figure out how to redo something and make it better the next time. We don't want them to give up and get discouraged. We want them to understand that that struggle is part of the awesomeness of STEM, and we want them to embrace it. And that can help increase their self-confidence. So if they're struggling with something, point out, hey, we all struggle. This is how we make things better. This is how we improve. Let's think about how we might do this differently to accomplish the goal. And share your own struggles. If you've tried the activity out and you had a design that didn't work so great, share that with them, because that helps you become that real STEM person to them and helps build that confidence for them as well. We want to challenge STEM stereotypes. So the more we can showcase the different things that STEM professionals do, we can showcase the women and diversity throughout our engineering profession, all the better for all of these young students considering these careers. And last but not least, we want to emphasize that STEM is collaborative, that it takes working together to accomplish all of the great things that we do within STEM, that it's social. We're solving these problems that impact our world, impact our health, impact our safety, and it's all about making our world a better place. And the more you can connect and showcase those examples of how we're doing that, how you in your job are doing that, how you in your organization are doing that, the more we can excite these kids and their families and their teachers about possibilities in STEM. We love to share all about Girl Day on social media. So make sure that any of your social media is tagging hashtag UT Girl Day and at UT WEP. The hashtag Girl Day 2020 is the national hashtag, so you may want to include that as well. But be sure to include the UT Girl Day hashtag so that we can easily find it and help amplify that as well. WEP will have emergency supplies. Should your activity run out of supplies before 4:30, don't close your activity. Don't be a disappointment. We have so many people who create their schedule and their plan for the day well in advance. They come with a schedule drawn out and head from room to room trying to find the different things they want to explore or the organizations that they want to visit. And when they head to your room and it's all closed up or your activities all empty on the plaza, it's a disappointment to the kids and the families that are there. Don't let that happen. We have emergency supplies that we can provide if needed. Ideally, you've got plenty to make it through the day, but we know things happen. And if we can help make it work out so you can last until 4:30, let's do it. Reach out to your building coordinators, reach out to the information tents, and we can help. At 4:30, when activities close up, it'll be time to clean up your area, and we hope that you leave it better than you found it. We will have custodial around during the day, taking care of trash, taking care of any spills and things that might need to be taken care of. But we want all of our activities to help us keep the spaces that we are in free and clear and clean, and again, leaving it better than we found it. Building coordinators and our information tents will have extra cleaning supplies if needed, as well as extra trash bags. So don't hesitate to reach out to them if needed. We have all of this information and more on our volunteer webpage. You can find that at girlday.utexas.edu/volunteer instructions. Please make sure that you visit that webpage and become familiar with the information that is there. There's more information on that page than what I've shared in this volunteer training. And we want to make sure that your day is as successful as it can be and fabulous for you, your volunteers, and your participants. So please make sure you check that out before you make it to Girl Day. And last but not least, thank you. Thank you again for joining in as a volunteer for Girl Day. And thank you for helping us make UT Girl Day 2020 safe and inspiring and all around amazing. We'll see you on February 22nd. Thanks.